Iowa Target 12 investigators exclusive financing fertility. For the first time ever, Rhode Island lawmakers are considering legislation that would include same-sex couples in fertility coverage.
And while some say this effort in Rhode Island is a step towards equality, others warn insurance is already expensive. Target 12 investigator Kate Wilkinson is here now with the details.
A lesbian couple I spoke with says they spent $28,000 to get pregnant, none of which was covered by insurance. They argue it shouldn't be this expensive for same-sex couples to start a family. Pawtucket councilor at large Yesenia Rubio and her wife Yesenia Figueroa have been together for 13 years. Both business partners and life partners, they decided they were ready to finally have a child a few years ago.
I've always known I wanted to be a mom, so for me it was really important.
To do that, they chose what's known as reciprocal IVF, where Rubio provided the embryos and Figueroa carried them. Rubio has endometriosis, a disease that impacts the uterus. But despite that diagnosis, they were denied coverage because they are a lesbian couple.
There's no negotiating with insurance companies, really, and at least to this topic. And so for us, it was like, okay, well, then we still want to have this family. How do we make it happen now?
Rhode Island requires private insurance companies cover medically necessary fertility care, which can include IVF. But Polly Crozier with GLBTQ Legal Advocates and Defenders says that definition does not include the LGBTQ community.
The standard for infertility in an outdated statute is a period of unprotected intercourse, right? And that, of course, doesn't apply to LGBTQ people.
Rhode Island lawmakers are considering a bill that would allow genetic testing for anyone undergoing IVF, including same-sex couples. The bill would not provide coverage for IVF entirely, but would make it a little cheaper. Similar legislation has been proposed in the past that did not include same-sex couples, but it met opposition from the Rhode Island Business Coalition, which argued in 2022 that Rhode Island already spends enough on mandated coverage, citing this 2014 report from the Office of the Health Insurance Commissioner that estimated mandates made up for roughly 13% of insurance premiums. Target 12 reached out to the Rhode Island Business Coalition for an interview, but did not hear back. Rubio and Figueroa say they would have welcomed coverage for genetic testing because it was crucial for them to figure out which embryos were the healthiest to carry. And after their second attempt, they were finally able to get pregnant.
We call him our miracle baby because it was my last egg to fertilize, and he's going to be 2, and he's an incredible, incredible baby.
The family says they just paid off the last of their credit card debt, but they hope other lesbian couples won't have to experience the same thing.
Any heterosexual couple that goes through this oftentimes don't have to worry about the financial piece of this journey, because it's a journey. So I think for our family and the LGBT community, it's just asking for a right that I think we rightfully deserve.
Coming up new at 6, I'll talk to a doctor about how the medical community has evolved on this very issue. With the Target 12 investigators, Kate Wilkinson, 12 News.
Iowa Target 12 investigators exclusive financing fertility. It cost a lesbian couple in Pawtucket $28,000 to get pregnant, none of which was covered by insurance. Some state lawmakers are trying to make the process cheaper, but others warn it could increase health insurance costs for all Rhode Islanders.
Target 12 investigator Kate Wilkinson spoke with a doctor at Women and Infants Hospital about recent changes to fertility care.
The doctor I spoke with says the definition of infertility has changed in the last year in the medical community to include LGBTQ couples. Now, local advocates are calling for legislation to back that up. It took 2 attempts for Pawtucket councilor at large Yesenia Rubio and her wife Yesenia Figueroa to get pregnant.
When we got that news, we were just crying and shocked.
Rubio has endometriosis, a condition that impacts her uterus. So when they tried to get pregnant, they went with what's known as reciprocal IVF, where Figueroa carried Rubio's embryos.
We were scared, right, from the beginning because it was our last take. And then if it didn't take, it was let's start again, we're back to square one.
Dr. Andre Delinko at Women and Infants says about 1 in 5 of the patients he sees at the fertility center are LGBTQ couples. He says efforts are underway in the medical community to make fertility care more accessible. An example of that is when the American Society for Reproductive Medicine made changes to its definition of infertility this past October.
It's any reason that somebody may not be able to get pregnant, whether there's medical reasons for it, or they're an individual, or they have to use donor gametes, so eggs or sperm.
According to the Medical Society, the average cost for a single cycle of IVF is $12,000. Delinko says those costs have deterred some same-sex couples from starting their families.
Have you had a couple say, I can't go through this because there's not going to be insurance coverage?
Yes.
What was that like?
It sucks. There's no other words for it.
State Representative Karen Alzate says this new bill would be a step towards addressing that problem by requiring insurance companies to cover the cost of genetic testing for IVF, including same-sex couples. She says this testing is already covered for straight fertile couples.
That doesn't make sense, right? You're covering it in one way, but you're not covering it in another way. Financial means should not be a barrier to not be able to have a family.
Similar legislation that did not include same-sex couples previously met resistance at the State House. In 2022, the Rhode Island Business Coalition argued the state spends enough on insurance mandates, pointing to this 2014 report by the Office of the Health Insurance Commissioner that estimated mandates made up for roughly 13% of insurance premiums. Target 12 reached out to the Rhode Island Business Coalition for an interview, but did not hear back. Dr. Delinko says he's seen some insurance companies take steps on their own to cover some parts of the fertility process for LGBTQ couples. He hopes to see more of that.
People think it's elective. It's not elective. For a lot of people, this is what it means for them to be an individual.
Testimony on the bill is being heard tonight in the House Health and Human Services Committee. Senator Sandra Cano says she plans to propose similar legislation in the Senate soon. With the Target 12 investigators, Kate Wilkinson, 12 News.